What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. As you can tell, we have tons of Mustangs. We have tons of content to make with these cars. Here's my 2000 Mustang GT, the supercharged, my 1000 horsepower V6, and my fiance's, the one that's always tends to be braking currently, 2002 GT. So this video is mainly for the guys that are just looking to get into these Mustangs, and these are technically called S95s, but everybody calls them new edges. Everybody has an argument saying it's a new edge and an S95. I'm sorry to break it to you, but it is an S95. A new edge is a nickname for the redesign in '99. So if you are looking to buy one of these cars, then this is what this video is about. You guys, out there looking to get one of these cars and you are very new to these cars, I'm going to show you what to look for and what to expect when buying one of these. I already made a video similar to this, but I have a few more things I want to talk about, so I'm going to make another one. So these cars are very affordable. They're everywhere on Marketplace, or even, I'm sure, on Craigslist. They're literally everywhere, even in used car dealerships. They are super cheap and super fun. That's my V6, and this is my GT, and that's my girl's GT. So I'm going to show you the few common problems that you want to look out for and what to expect. So I'm going to get this one out the way. This is one of the new issues I found out about these cars. If you're looking to get a Oxford white, which that's the only white car that came in these in this era of Mustangs, they actually it's still called Oxford white, but they actually fixed the issue. But in this era, in '99 to '04, I think in the earlier SN models like the '98s had the same issue. But underneath this white is a thing called non-sanding primer, I believe, and it's a primer that does not allow paint to stick very well. As you can tell right here, I used touch-up paint, but along this line all the way around, underneath this was all primer, and actually there's some primer right there that's starting to show again. Paint does not stick to this primer, and they didn't do it to the Performance Red ones or any other color, I don't believe. I may be wrong, but it's mainly on the Oxford white cars. Why are you not focusing? Oh my god. But yeah, there's a spot there where it chipped off. There's a spot there, and I know she's probably watching this and you're pointing out all the defects. Now this is educational. I'm not hating on her car. I love this car. It looks beautiful. And along there, the paint is just chipped away. And actually some on the bumper too, I believe. Yeah, where I touched it up, that was all black. Actually they didn't even put primer on that. I don't know if they put that primer on there or not, but either way, the paint does not stick to this primer. I even touched it up here, and make sure you touch up along here because it tends to rust out, especially along this windshield here, this little seal. But yeah, beautiful color. It's just a buyer beware. I'm not telling you not to do it, but sorry, this camera's been throwing me a fit. I need to get a new one, but the only right way to fix this permanently is to take it to a shop, have them take all the paint off, which won't be hard. I mean, this stuff comes off very easily, and take the primer off. Sand the primer down to the bare metal. You need to get rid of that old primer and use proper primer, not the non-sanding primer that they use. The non-sanding primer is just a cheap, easy, fast way to paint a car. You spray the primer on. They didn't sand it. That's why it doesn't stick, because it's super smooth. And my camera called me again. This thing's about to get thrown across the driveway. But the estimated cost to get this fixed, to talk to a few body shops, to take down all the primer, it costs about $5,000 to $6,000. So my best thing would be is just to get the car wrapped, which is cheaper and protects the paint. I mean, it won't chip off if it's covered up. So that would be one of the easier fixes, just to wrap the car. You can do it yourself. It can also cost $2 grand to have it done, or $1,500 to have it fully wrapped by a shop. But no more talking about the white. That's the issue. Like, even well, I'm going to show you one more spot that I had to touch up. But yeah, Oxford white, it's up to you if you want to avoid it, but that's just so you know, if you go out and look and find another Oxford white Mustang out there, I'm sure you'll find all these issues on pretty much all of them. Unless if you find one that doesn't have any issues at all, it's either been garage kept and has low miles on it, never been really touched, or they fixed it the right way. Alrighty, moving on to the next problem that I've had personally. If you have a northern car, or if your car just, or if the car, well, not if it's your car, but if you're looking at a car and it's not been garage kept and it's up in the northern states, definitely look out for this. My car was originally under a carport that had a leak, so water still got here and it just sat there and soaked underneath this rubber and rusted out, and hence the reason I have tape over this, because water does get inside. It is fixable, but you do have to sacrifice your windshield, and the best way to do it is just to braze it. But that will fix it. And yeah, it sucks, Just if you're looking to buy one, make sure you check that out before you buy it, because I would try and avoid that, honestly. But this car was still mailed to me, and I only paid so much for it, so it is what it is. Going to the inside, excuse the mess. The interiors are pretty cheap, especially right here. You can see a gap there. There's like no support when you pull on this, so it breaks the tabs up here. I glued mine so it doesn't come off, but before this would completely fly off and I'd have to push it back in place. That side's been decent, but I guess that's because that's the passenger door. The vents are trash, they fall apart. This is like my second set, but I bought used, I didn't buy brand new, so if it's used in the original, like from 20 years ago, it's going to break. Like my one vent is down there on the floorboard. But either way, the interiors aren't too bad. They're pretty solid. Just the vents are cheaply made and they tend to fall apart. But don't forget, these are old cars. Basically, these interiors were made in the 90s, were designed in the 90s. So they're not going to be the best. 90s interiors are horrible. But that's just something to look out for. I mean, you can easily replace them. You can buy this piece on LMR or American Muscle for like a little over $100. But it's worth it. Also, in the earlier years, the spark plug threads are very, very, like, and I wouldn't say thin, but there's only like 3 threads. I forgot what year. I think they fixed it in 04 is when they finally fixed it. But the spark plugs will jump out. Just be aware of that. There's a, it's not really cool. There's a Calvin. It's a 5.42 valve or /4.6 2 valve spark plug repair kit that you can buy. You can get on Amazon. Totally worth getting. It has 8 plugs to repair it. It's easy to repair. So just to let you know, that could happen. And it happened to her and it happened to me. Another thing, this is the thing that I would do immediately after buying it, is if this is not aluminum across here and this is plastic, like it's aluminum on this one, it's just the whole intake's been painted. But if it's all plastic in its original one, replace it. Because what happened to me one time, and it's happened to several people that's own these cars, when you get on it, even when you don't get on it, they break sometimes. But when you get on it, this pulley gets, you know, a lot of pressure against it, which pulls down the alternator, which pulls down the bracket and causes the intake to crack and your coolant goes everywhere. Then you need a tow. So definitely save up your money and replace that as soon as possible. Get a Ford Performance one, has the little metal crossover. Totally worth replacing. I'll do that immediately. Hopefully you find a car that already has one from factory, because in 99 to 2000 they were plastic. In 01 to 04 they were metal crossover. Just an FYI, definitely get that taken care of. Another thing is, the stock headlights visibility absolutely sucks. So what I would do immediately is I would go for headlights just like this. Has the halogen piece in there. Get yourself a nice set of LEDs. These are color changing LEDs from XK Glow. I made a whole video on this. I'll put the card up here. But I made a whole video on it, and these things are bright at night, and I never had an issue with them. Super bright. I can see literally up in the trees when I turn the high beams on. Plus, get some nice fog lights. They're what's the word, LED. I don't know, I could not come up with that. But yeah, I have a cover bumper that does not come stock on a GT. You'll get, well, that doesn't have the GT bumper on it anymore. When you buy a stock GT, this is the body parts you'll get. The hood is OEM, the bumper is OEM. As you can tell, there's a big difference between the cover bumper, and a lot of people will hate on the cover bumpers, but screw them. More airflow, better fog lights. I don't care what anybody says, they're just a better overall upgrade. I think they should have been on the GTs personally, but that's not the case. We can buy them for like $400 pre-painted, so definitely something to look into. Overall, I say these cars are pretty reliable, besides like the spark plug issue and the intake issue. That's the only problem I had with this one. And of course the 3.8s, the V6s, they're tanks, you can't kill them. I'm serious. This thing has 206,000 miles, it's been abused all of its life, and it doesn't tick, it doesn't knock, it just has an exhaust leak. And it runs strong. I mean, it's got some decent power for a V6. You're going to laugh at me, but for a V6, it's pretty spunky. It's not fast, but it's got some torque. But guys, my camera's about to die again. I just charged it. I really need a new camera. But I just wanted to point out a few things about the 99 to 04 Mustangs, the common problems and what to look for. I pretty much covered the most important ones. But like I said, guys, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. And yeah, got tons of Mustang content coming on the way. See you guys later.